going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Singing the Tea. I got my whole, that is not of the cloth. Welcome back to another episode of Singing the Tea. I'm your host, Dustin, singer, actor Lewis. You already know, sometimes I sing, sometimes I give you all of the reality TV tea, but it's always going to be what you want, and it's always going to be what you need. And baby, listen, I'm coming back to y'all with another episode recap of Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 16, Episode 16. And y'all, it is the season finale will be next week. So y'all, we're at the end of this. So if you are on this journey with me, if you have gone through every episode, every review with me, thank you. If you are new here, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell button. So when I do drop new content, you get all of those notifications so you know when I got something new coming for y'all. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this recap, child, because we got some stuff to talk about because there was a lot going on this episode. Now, they titled this episode Chicken and Waffles, and it should have been called Chicken Heads with Mess, baby, because they had a lot going on. It was so many little nuggets in this episode, and overall, I'm going to be real with y'all, I enjoyed it. I really, really, really enjoyed this episode. Even outside of the drama, it was some good, friendship things that we did get, and then just seeing Phaedra's kids, I enjoyed it. So we get the episode opening up with Shamia at the doctor's office with her kids, and I told y'all down to the TikTok, I think I posted it on YouTube as well. Baby, a black mama is gonna always keep their baby greased up. That's one thing that they gonna do. That's how you know you got a good black mother. If you didn't go to school greased up, baby, your mama didn't care about you. I don't make the rules. I'm just here to report it, baby. If you did not go to school, Easter, school pictures, doctor's offices, anything greased up, they didn't care about you. And I'm telling you, that's how you know you got your good mama, if they kept you greased. Baby, if you look like an oil spill, you was in good hands. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. But it's good to see that her daughter is doing a lot better, and they're at the doctor's office to make sure that she doesn't have strep, because Shamia tested positive, but it looks like she's good, so that's a blessing, and we're going to move on to the next topic. Now, speaking of kids and family, we see Phaedra with her boys, and y'all seeing them grow up, seeing her pregnant with them, and then seeing them present day is so mind-blowing to me, and it's just honestly, It's amazing to be able to be on this journey with them. That's phenomenal. They'll have something to look back at to always be like, wow, we did this. My mom and them did. Now, y'all mama had some stuff that wasn't, this ain't about y'all. Let me get back to this thing. But anyway, it's just really nice to see her supporting her son while he's making his clothes. You know, Dylan is wanting to make his own clothes. He saw something that he wanted. They didn't have it in his size. And she was like, you know what? Let me get you a sewing machine and you can make it yourself. And it inspired me to take up sewing. I don't know if I got time to take up sewing, but I would love to take some classes though. But that was really, really dope to see him sewing, to see him pursuing his dreams, and to see Phaedra pouring into her kids. Because that's the one thing that I'm going to say about her. You can tell that she's invested in her children's future, and you can tell that Phaedra's a good mama. She might lie down allegedly, but child, she a good mama. Okay, so I love to see her supporting her sons. After we have that scene, Kelly is heading over to the courthouse because she's getting ready to divorce. And newsflash, at the end of this, she is still not divorced, unfortunately. There were some things that happened. She was being cross-examined. I've had friends that have gone through divorces, and I didn't realize they went through a cross-examination. I don't know if every divorce is like that, but I wasn't expecting her to say that she had to go through all of that. And it could just be the type of divorce that she's going through, which I kind of assume that's what's going on there. But it's just sad to see that this girl is still going through all this with this dude. Just let this dude go away from me with this. That's what really needs to happen with this situation. And, Shamia pulls up on her and she checks in and she's updating Shamia that, not only is she not divorced, he's back in jail because he owes child support. My thing is with fathers, dudes out here, men that have had these kids with people. If you have kids, why not just take care of them? Why would you help create life and not want them to have the best of the best? I just will never understand that. I guess it's not for me to understand. I don't have kids, but I just hate sorry fathers. That is something that I cannot stand because it's just unacceptable in my opinion. As she's having a conversation with Shamir, though, about his sorry behind, Angela gives her a call and she checks in on her. And then that kind of prompts them to have a conversation about Britt. She was like, hey, have you heard from Britt? And Kelly is letting us know she has not talked to Britt since they were in Grenada, which is wild to me. The fact that they still have not talked, y'all were too good of friends for y'all to be on the outs like this. And, well, let me say this. Y'all were too good of friends the way that y'all perceived it to us. As somebody who's viewing the show, y'all made it seem like y'all were these great friends, like y'all were the dynamic trio. And Shamia also, too, and I'm just thinking about this in a moment, why didn't you help, kind of bridge that gap if you knew that there were some gaps there? You could have had them have a sit down and work out their issues instead of help with the dissension. It's not your job. It just would have been nice to see. Because you typically, I feel like, are the even kill one out the group for the most part. It would have been nice to see you do that, in my opinion. Now, we see the ladies and they are getting invites to the Ivy showroom, which, Phaedra was putting on her event. She talked to her sons about it earlier. Love seeing the black gloves that she gave everybody. That was really, really cool. But she's putting on an event there. She's going to have her son showcase some of his pants that he made. And, also she's going to showcase some of these furs and stuff that they have at the venue. And she lets it be known she got all type of fur. Fried fur, smothered furs, non-GMO furs, baby. She said every type of fur that you can think of, we got it in here. Faux fur, real fur, mink fur, furrer. We got it all. Ferrero Rocher, baby, they got it all over there down to the Ivy showroom. I love that. That's really dope, Phaedra. Phaedra puts on a nice event. That's the one thing I would give Phaedra. She gonna put on a nice event. Something about a newbie that really puts on a lot of events is something that I enjoy. I don't think that I've ever seen a new person or first season person put on as many events than Kelly. Kelly has put on so many events. The one that she did at Balmain. Then she had the thing with her puppies. She helped host the girls trip. She's doing this cooking thing at Williams-Sonoma. Kelly is doing the doggone thing. Feel how you want to feel about her. She is doing a great job as a first-time housewife. I don't see them not bringing her back. She's done such a good job. And then it feels like her storyline is really authentic to her. I have really enjoyed her. Now, as she's having her event at the Williams-Sonoma, she's having a cooking thing showcase. And she says she does these often. She invites Drew, Phaedra, and Angela. And with Angela comes Charles, because Charles is here to let us know, baby, when it comes to cooking, ain't nobody touching him. So Charles is coming through to cook for everybody. And I love the friendly competition between them. It was really, really cool. It was cute. And, as they're getting ready to set up for this event, the ladies are asking Kelly, well, girl, where's Britt? Because we haven't seen her. We haven't seen you since Grenada. What's going on? And she lets everybody know she hasn't spoke to her since then. And we all know that something is going on there. We can all feel it. And we are going to get to the bottom of it, especially later on in this episode. We're going to get to the bottom of it. So as they are there, we see Cynthia and Porsha showing up to Brittanyeady's house, which this is mind-blowing, right? That she invited them to the house. Looks like she getting some work done on the house, child. I don't know what she getting done, but child, good. I'm so over this girl. I'm ready for this girl to exit stage left, and it's so good to know that she will not be returning. So I'm just going to say that. But they finally get an invite, and they catch up on their trip because they haven't seen each other since Grenada. We already know that. And she fills them in on the drama between her and Kelly. I'm going to just say this. I get where Britt is coming from with some of it. I think that I can understand both perspectives on this situation. I truly can. So essentially, what Britt is alleging is that Kelly had an issue with her using her team. She was like, don't use my team. She called the team allegedly and let them know, hey, don't work with Britt. She let Britt know, hey, I don't want you working with the team. She don't want the people working together. On two heads of the coin, I can get it. I can understand. I don't want my friends having the same exact things that I have. But the difference is, I'm not going to stop my friends from getting access. As long as we're not walking in here like twins, that's where I'll be like, okay, there will be an issue. I would just make sure my stylist knows, hey, what you show me, this is what you show me. What you show them is what you show them. I don't want it to be a situation of like we possibly end up with the same outfits. That's it. But I kind of get where Kelly's coming from as far as like, girl, if you are in this lifestyle, if you got it like you say you got it, you should already have your people. But on the flip side of that, as a friend, if y'all were as friendly and as close as friends as y'all say y'all were, Kelly, you would have already known that she didn't have it, that she didn't have the access to the things that you had. So, I don't know. Britt feels like, Kelly is mad because Britt just looked better than her on the Tennessee trip when they went to Nashville. I don't know. But I'm with Porsha. When it comes to a freaking friend group, you cannot have any jealousy. But I can understand not wanting to have everything so closely tied to somebody else. And I think, too, from Kelly, once again, just thinking this through, she's going through a divorce, and it could be she's like, hey, look, I don't want to have people too close to me in certain aspects. So that could be what it is as well. I don't know. It's just a lot. Once again, just going back to friends, just having a conversation. Just have a conversation with your friends. Like, it ain't that deep. Like, let your friend know, like, hey, I don't mind helping you find somebody, but I don't want you using the same exact people that I use, I think that's all it would have costed. Now, where it gets really interesting is Britt is letting it be known that, well, she's letting Shamia use the stylist, so why can't I use the stylist? So, if that is true, Kelly, you got some explaining to do, because if Shamia can use the stylist, what's the difference from Britt using the stylist? Is it Shamia was always using them, and now Britt using them as well, and it's an issue? Like, what's the issue with her using the thing? One thing I'm going to give Kelly, though, Kelly stood 10 toes down, and she was just like, yep, I said it. It is what it is. I don't want her working with them. It's weird. And it can be a little weird. Excuse me. It can be a little weird with her working with the same exact people. I can get it. I can get both heads of the coin. Britt was in here spilling all the tea, baby, because Britt even spills more. She said, you know what, Porsha, just so you know, and your children will someday know, baby, she's let it be known, girl, Shamia showed me the messages between you and her, and she let it be known that you and her had an issue about something. Now, Britt, your issue is with Kelly. Your issue ain't got nothing to do with what Porsha and Shamia got going on. We just got them at a good space, and for you to bring this up and try to get them back in that negative space, I don't appreciate that. I ain't like that, baby girl. That was just messy, and it was uncalled for. Do I think that maybe there was a conversation with Shamia, Britt, and Kelly? Yes. Yes, she had the conversation with them. Did she show them a text message or two? Probably. But I don't think that it was in a malicious standpoint. And I'm glad that Porsha didn't give her too much in that moment and feed into it too heavy. But y'all, it's too much. It's just way too much. So after they have that conversation, we head back to the cook-off, and listen, Charles is ready to go. He letting it be known, like I said, that he don't play in the kitchen. And while, Charles and Brittany up there serving the place, Kelly serving the place, they making chicken and waffles with banana Foster's topping and all of that. Oh, it looked good too. Oh, it looked good. I wanted to take a little piece of bite. Angela gets a tap on her shoulder from a mystery man, baby, by the name of Marcus. Marcus said, hey, listen, I want to talk to you off camera. Here's the thing, Marcus. You knew she was Mike's. You knew they weren't going to let her have a conversation with you outside of the camera. And honestly, if you wanted to talk to her about her man, it's inappropriate for you to do that in front of him, because he's literally right there. It was weird, and it was way too much. It was messy. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. But basically, the man was saying that Charles was cheating, and he has a restaurant, and Charles comes in a restaurant with whomever. The way he brought it up when they were taking a shot, and once again, everybody's in earshot of this, it was too messy and it was too much. One thing I want to say to a lot of the Legitimaquah community, right? I'm a part of the Legitimaquahs. Y'all, we have to do a better job with the stereotype of us just being messy and us just start mess, because don't get me wrong, we gonna cut up, we gonna slap five, we gonna have a good time, we gonna throw shade at each other. Those are things that we're gonna do. And I think that sometimes there's a fun shade, there's some ways of being like messy and funny, But we have to stop letting these production shows and these producers get us on camera and have us looking a mess. That was unnecessary. Like, I feel like whatever your business is, it's kind of like the cookie lady. Like, and I understand she not a part of legitimate quality. I don't know. She could be. I don't know the lady. But people just in general. So let me just say people in general. I don't want to just put it on only my community. I just don't like it when I see my community do it. When it comes to being on camera and someone making you look a fool, y'all gotta stop. Y'all have to stop these people from like just putting a battery in y'all back and then coming on camera and doing stuff like that. Like what are you gaining from it? You have to live in a city with these people. These people they're well connected. And if you, let's say it is his restaurant, right, that he goes into. Do you think that people are going to want to come to your restaurant now? Because they're going to run the risk of, oh, I'm going to his restaurant. He's going to spread my tea. He's going to let everybody know who I'm bringing in here, what I got going on. It's not a good look for you. So just think about the end goal. I think you're thinking about just one step ahead. No, you need to 10 steps forward. You need to be thinking ahead. That wasn't a smart move, in my opinion. Now, if it worked for you, if you felt like it soothed your soul and it gave you everything that you needed, then by all means, good on you, sir. But that just wasn't a good move, in my opinion. And I'm going to just leave it at that. We're going to move on. Now, when Phadre gets to the car, she calls Porsha, baby. As soon as she gets to the car, she said, baby, let me dial Miss P up. Girl, girl, guess what? Girl, what's going on? Baby, some man had walked over here. He had said, Angela, girl, your man is stepping out on you. It was just messy. But that was funny. That was a funny mess scene. I know I just went on a whole tangent about just being messy, but that was funny though. Just seeing them do that. But it was funny, and Porsha and the ladies was sopping it right on up. Oh, it was too good to see her spill that tea. But after that scene, we have Phadre getting ready in the Ivy showroom. We see them setting up. They laying out the black floor for her all black event. Looks amazing, looks great. Now, while she's setting up, we see Phadre gets a phone call from Porsha, and Porsha lets us know that she will not be at this event, unfortunately, because her cousin Lundy passed away. Lundy was like Porsha's, I don't know if she was her assistant, but I know she worked with Porsha. She was also on Porsha's like family show. It's really, really sad. She seemed like very young, honestly. She seemed very young, and I hate that their family's going through that. I really do. I hate that for her parents. I hate that for her family. So my heart goes out to them. It's just very sad, but she lets it be known that she's not going to be at the event, and I think that we can all agree, take all the time you need when you lose a loved one. Now, as we are getting ready for this show event, the ladies are showing up. Everybody looked good. I think his name is Zoe. He was in the background. He does hair. He always puts it on. He looks so good in the background. He always looks, they always look good in the background. Loved it. But everybody looking great. The ladies are having a conversation about security, and Angela feels like she needs to have security because of what happened at Brit's event. They just talking about that. And as they're talking it through, baby, Brit walks in. And I already knew it was about to be some mess. So Brit walks in, she's speaking to everybody. She had a little short dress on. Her little cakes was hanging out from underneath a little too much. And, when she gets to Kelly, hi, Kelly. Hi, Kelly, we not speaking today? Kelly, I know that's right. Listen, when you don't want to talk to somebody, you don't have to. Kelly paid her dust. That's what I like to see. Kelly, I liked that, Kelly. Now, Kelly, you did that, and I knew from then it was not going to end well, baby. So they jumped back into having a conversation with Angela about the situation, and she said her people went to go talk to the dude. They found out that he was apparently paid by somebody to be there. She said on the show that it was a dude, but I've heard through some interviews, allegedly it was one of the ladies. I'm going to just leave that at that. Hopefully we get it at the reunion, because I don't want to give y'all too much. But apparently somebody paid him, but I hate it. If it's who I think it is, that is wild to me that they are back in these streets doing this unsavory stuff. But yeah. So then as they're talking about it, Kelly throws some shade at Brit, and then Brit was like, what's going on? What's up? She said, oh, you've been real passive aggressive with me. What's going on? And then Kelly said, I'm not passive, I'm aggressive. Child. And then it's like they walking up to each other, and it's just like, it was like, oh, it was so Good. Oh, this drama was so good. So good. And, they having to hold them back because they like, well, we don't know what's going to go on with these two. And then it just started to get wild, and then it started to get low. And this is where, for me, it took a turn. Like, it was funny, Shay, until Kelly opened that door when she said that Britt was allegedly a pill popper. Allegedly, that's what Kelly said on here. And I was not expecting her to say that. I don't know really where that came from. It just seemed like it took a huge turn. And then, Britt brought up her allegedly having abortions while she was married with her husband. Both of them went low. I think Britt went very low. But we got to start at the beginning. Kelly, if you wouldn't have started there, and I'm going to be honest, Kelly, you were throwing shade from the top of this scene. So you went left, and she took a turn for the worse. So both of y'all are wrong. And Kelly was hot. She wasn't appreciated. She was real upset. But both of y'all play a part in what happened. Both of y'all play a part in that. So both of y'all have to own what took place there. All of it is alleged. I don't know what's going on, but both of y'all play a part. And child, while they arguing and getting ready to tussle, drinking their champagne, Drew just at the door just a knocking. Drew at the door knocking, trying to get in. Drew don't know what's going on because she ain't getting in. And Drew, your fashion this season has been pretty good. I did not like what you had on at this episode. Did not care for it. Wasn't my cup of tea. But you normally been looking good. So, they finally start the show. They get Kelly calmed down. They have them separated. And, they start the fashion show. Everybody's coming out there in the furs. They look phenomenal. Everybody looks great. So, they finally reopen the doors because Phaedra was not playing about that. You are going to be on time for her event. And I respect it. Teach people how to treat you. So she finally lets them in. And we see Drew walk in. But we also see Sweet Tea, formerly from Married to Medicine, walk in as well. So she was late as ever. I guess. We ain't gonna miss you, girl. We good. But we see Phaedra's sons walk out, and they're both modeling the pants that Dylan made. Pants look phenomenal. They look great. And I love how he made his little plug for his brother's website. You can pre-order your pants now. I thought that was so dope. And just Phaedra setting those boys up for success. Girl, you should be so proud of yourself. Shout out to you, Phaedra. Great mother. Great job. So as the ladies are shopping, because the fashion show's over, we see Shamia pull Britt to the side, and she's having a conversation with her. And she's like, look, girl, why didn't you just hit her up? Why didn't you just reach out and just talk to her? Why didn't you check in? And Britt just explains, I didn't check in on her because I didn't appreciate how she's been treating me. I don't like how things are going. I didn't feel supported from her when we were over in Grenada. So I can get where Britt is coming from. But Britt, I'm going to say this too. It wasn't that you should have reached out to her. You should have reached out. Your friend was going through something, and she reached out to you when you were going through your hard situation, and you should have extended her that same grace. Like, yeah, y'all are into it right now, but you still should have reached out and checked on it. That would have been a great way for y'all to get back into a good place. Because I feel like you not reaching out to her made things worse. It really made things worse, and I get you're annoyed. I don't think that Kelly did the right thing for how she treated you in Grenada and how she brought up the situation. I think the conversation could have been had on the side, but that doesn't give you the right to just not want to speak with her. But also, too, you can't tell somebody how mad to get. So it's twofold. Like, I can understand both heads. Let me say that. I can understand where Kelly's coming from. I don't understand where Britt is coming from as much, but I can get how somebody can come from that perspective. It ain't something I would do, but I can understand how she can come from there. I would just be the better person. But, at the end of the episode, we see Phaedra filling the girls in on what took place with Portia's cousin and why she's not there. And everybody's sad. Everybody's heartbroken about that. And that is essentially where the episode ends. And it looks like the next episode is going to be another really, really good episode. So I'm super excited about the finale for this one. We have been on a journey with this Real Housewives of Atlanta season. The season has been okay. It hasn't been my favorite, but it's been okay. We've had a lot of great moments from a lot of these new ladies and some of the senior, well, let me say seniors, Lord, tenure ladies that we have on the cast as well. So overall, it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. But don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, subscribe, share with I said subscribe already. Share with a family member, share with a friend, share with the person next to you in the cubicle so you can get all of the notifications when I do drop something new. And with that being said, I'll see y'all later. Bye, y'all.